And the last Wednesday and the last Sunday of the month, we play Legends PVP. Why do we play Legends PVP less? There seems to be less people interested in Legends PVP. It's pretty much that simple. I'm not sure why I have some issue here. Give me a minute. Almost there. Stay on target. So I hope you guys have a good weekend. And we'll get there slowly but surely. Come on. Evil YouTube. There's a bit of lag on YouTube or a bit of a delay. Uh, there we go. It's almost there. Stay on target. Hello, Gabriel Morales. Hello, Superman JL. And just to be on the safe side, if you can hear me, say yes. Sorry, Stelly. I would suggest that you stop working, but I guess you have to pay the bills. Yeah, I didn't realize noon was that early for people. Maybe I should make it at 2 or 3 p.m. We'll have to give it some thoughts. Sorry, Stelly. I guess we'll see you. We'll see you on Wednesday. Scrolls is so nice. He wants to work instead of Stelly. 4 p.m. Yeah, I'll have to give it some thoughts. It's just at 4 p.m. It gets around supper. I will rock it. I have to feed around 5. So 5 p.m. would make more sense. We'll see. I thought noon would be better because it would give people the whole day to be able to play if they wanted to. But maybe I'll have to do it at 5 p.m. Like live at 5. Study says me and a lot of my friends are US, so we're an hour behind you. So it's 11 for you, is what you're saying. I guess we can start to que. So for those wondering, what do you have to do to join? Not much. All you have to do is go to the on duty menu. From there, we'll play custom play PvP, and we'll start with 4 versus 4 Ace Chemical. And it's all you have to do. So you care, and the matchmaking will take care of the rest. So assuming we have 8 people, it will go quickly enough. If we don't, we'll have to wait a bit. Here we have our friend who's showing off his nice Superboy jacket, or actually his nice Superboy style. We have our friend Superman over here, the evil Iron Man. Oh, Azine changed his look, or is that just another armory? Oh, still he says good luck, and I hope the time for Sunday gets changed. Yeah, I'll give it some thoughts. I thought noon would be a good time for most people. I guess it's not. So yeah, I might switch it to 5 p.m. Same as live at 5. Actually, I may change it all to 5 p.m. because I think it's a bit confusing for people. Noon on Sunday, 5 on Friday, 7 on Wednesday. Yeah, it's a bit probably a bit confusing for most people. So I think I'll switch it up to everything will be 5 p.m. From now on. We'll see. I thought different times would be better for people. Doesn't seem to really it creates as many issues as it solves. So might as well leave it at 5 all the time. We'll have to make some sort of announcement about that. I suppose. Hello, Rayshon. There's no group, Bruce Wayne. All you have to do is go to on duty menu, go to custom play, go to PVP, anchor for Ace Chemicals 4 versus 4. So there's no group to join. The matchmaking will create the groups. Oh, Rayshon says he got the Shadow Blast from the Events Patrol. Now I'm green with envy. I still have 2 days to go, I think. Yeah, I still have today and tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow I should be able to show you the new ability in battle. I did make a video already showing what it kind of looks like and a bit what it does. I guess I would have to make a better, more in-depth video at some point. Crusader of Light, hey man, hope you're well. Odd question, but is Dr. Midnight anywhere to be found in the game? Oh, the evil Iron Man has the ability too. Uh, the only Dr. Midnight we have in the game is the Dr. Midnight style. I forget if it's just called Midnight, I think. There it is. So there's the Midnight style that you have in the game, but there's a regular version and an enhanced version of the style. At this point, you can probably get it from our friend Booster Gold in the House of Legends. No, this is not the Booster Gold style. This is a Checkmate character from the Checkmate comic from way back when, a Checkmate Knight. I'll probably make a video about that at some point. Basically, way back when there was this comic called Checkmate. It was created in the mid late 80s. It was to replace the Vigilante comics. Basically, the Vigilante comics ended in a, let's say, a sad note, and it was replaced with a new comic that was called Checkmate. It was pretty much an organization in the DC universe. It was fighting evil terrorists and that kind of stuff. It was supposed to be like a political intrigue, anti-terrorist stuff, and the main characters in the show were Checkmate Knights. This is one example of those. I had another example, but I overrode the armory by accident, so I don't have it today. So that comic lasted for about 30 issues, and then suddenly it was cancelled. But it did come back a couple of times. They tried to reinvent the concept a few times. During Infinite Crisis, it was a group of evil villains because they had been taken over by Maxwell Lord, and turned out in Infinite Crisis that Maxwell Lord was an evil villain. So the comments are moving a bit faster today. So no, it's not Booster Gold; it's a Checkmate Knight. If you saw I made a post about that, when I made my original post about the Checkmate event, you can see there's a few versions of the Checkmate Knight that you could see. Normally I would say look at a thumbnail, but today I don't have a Checkmate Knight on the thumbnail, sadly. Superman is looking forward to fighting alongside us. He's so nice. There's also Ultraman over here, the Ultra Kryptonian. Superman says, with that kryptonite, I'd keep your distance. Well, historically, Ultraman was powered by kryptonite, or kryptonite made him stronger as opposed to Superman. And there's even a storyline where they had Superman absorb green kryptonite. I won't say how. Only Free says your character looks like Isaac Clarke. I have no idea who that is. Sorry. Bruce Wayne's, do you know I can the Super Iron Man style that Iron Man is wearing is really looks like a comic accurate version. Oh yeah, you can make some pretty good versions of Iron Man at this point. That would require a whole video by itself to explain. But you can see Iron Man as a pretty much a more classic version. But yeah, he does that also the ultimate the superior Iron Man version. Oh, Jay, Superman was talking about this distance from him. It's okay. Oh, now he has red kryptonite. Evil Kryptonian. Only Shuri, I'm guessing you never played Dead Space. Nope, never played. I The closest I came to playing Dead Space was at some point in Dragon Age. I forget if it was Dragon Age or Dragon Age 2. You could get a Dead Space set of gear in the game. You have to get a code or something like that. I forget the details. So that's the closest I ever came to playing Dead Space was using the Dead Space armor in Dragon Age. I've been meaning to play it for a long, long time, and it just never happened. So for those wondering, if you want to play today, go to On Duty, go to Custom Play, and if you go to PvP, you can go all the way to Ace Chemicals 4 versus 4. That's where we're going to be starting today. Bruce Wayne, how come Superman is actually weakened by green kryptonite, but not Ultraman? Ultraman comes from an alternate universe, so kryptonite works differently on him. There's also like also at some point they even made it so that different the kryptonite from different universe worked differently. Like for example, when they tried to defeat the Superboy Prime, I think it was in Infinite Crisis, they came to realize that the kryptonite from this universe didn't work against the Superboy Prime. So you had to get kryptonite from the universe of Superboy Prime for it to work. And things are reversed, so I guess they assumed seeing how kryptonite weakens Superman in the Earth 3 alternate universe, reverse universe, I should make him stronger. And that's what they did. So we can start from the Ultimate Iron Man. I think he has one of their Cersei headpiece. For the jaw, it's something that comes at the character creation. The chest piece, you can get that from the Central City vendor, if I recall correctly. If they ever make another Iron Man movie, like Iron Man 4, Maybe we'll make an Iron Man video. I will see. I haven't made one in quite a while, although I'm not sure if we have enough new styles to make a new video. We'll have to get some thoughts. So we have Azine, J2 Ghost, and Iron Man on our side. I probably should have tweaked my loadout. Next time.
Match commencing. West control node enabled. Discharging electrical system. Electrical system charge complete. Discharging electrical system. East control node enabled. Electrical system charge complete. Discharging electrical system.
Not sure what hit me, but it did hurt. There's someone who seems to be able to one shot us. Not sure who it is.
Electrical system charge complete. Discharging electrical system.
Oh, let's go click, click while Chemo goes crazy. Ah, too late.
East control node enabled.
We could try to go capture the east control mode, but we seem to be pretty much in control over here, so might as well stay here.
Electrical system charge complete. Discharging electrical system. Match over.
So yeah, the evil Superman was on the other team. Can you believe it? The numbers are a bit strange. Oh well. Quantum DPS is fine, but any power is fine for me, so I don't know. The one I don't use as much is Celestial because of the combos, but the power is fine. I just don't like being interrupted with the combos. I probably should say it out loud for people who maybe are just listening. So the next, we'll again go to PvP, go to Star Labs, 4 versus 4. So we'll start with some 4 versus 4. We might try some 5 versus 5 afterwards. And ultimately, the goal is to reach 8 versus 8. Although last Sunday we were not able to. Or is it last Wednesday? I kind of guess all merge into one thing. So yeah, Quantum DPS is still good. But if you're like some people were telling me the other day to use a time bomb. A time bomb is not as good as it once was. I'm thinking that maybe they knew time bomb from way back when. Because sadly at some point they did nerf time bomb. It's still good, but not as good as it once was. And in the PVE, most of the times you cannot even use it against mobs. Mobs go down faster than time bomb can explode. So by the time time bomb explode, all the mobs are gone, and you're pretty much doing zero damage. So ideally, you just want to use it against bosses. But at the end of the day, when you check the scoreboard, like a lot of people use the scoreboard to judge how good DPS is. And sadly, if your time bomb does no damage to the mobs, your scoreboard will suffer from that. And from that, people will think that Quantum is not as good. David Sharp, that's how they discovered the three Legion of Superheroes were in the same universe as Superboy Prime, because their element lad created kryptonite that actually hurt him. Yes, that we had that in that storyline. Superman says, "Was it my choice? Nah, don't even try. You bribed the matchmaking, I'm sure." Superman, what about my disc style? So I guess not sure which style Barris is talking about. I guess the one he could be the one he's wearing right now, but the message could have been 5-10 minutes ago. Probably in reference to his kryptonite thingy. This kind of looks almost like the new Ultimate Superman or Absolute Superman, I should say. Superman says looks good. No, no Stelly today. She's working sadly, so we're not going to see her. Decisions, decisions. Oh, so we have Superman, Wisdom Play, and Kong. So do we attack the other team right away? Do we run away and try to capture the objectives and then fight the team there? We'll find out soon enough.
Match commencing. Life support control node enabled. Ham station control node enabled.
Holy crap. I hate one of the things I hate about PvP is feeling like a ragdoll when I'm being thrown around all over the place.
Terrarium control node enabled.
Oh no, they're going to camp the spawn point. We can't we're no match for them here, so let's try to go capture some of the objectives. Oh,
Ham station control node enabled.
so you can see our team is split apart, and their team is sticking together, so that kind of gives them the advantage. So we end up being 4 versus 2.
Life support control node enabled. Terrarium control
But while we do that,
node
our other team is scoring points by capturing the objectives. But that's not going to be enough.
warning, Ham's transport system routing error.
Freaking 10-second timer. So there's a few things annoying in PvP. The timer is one thing. There are times where you keep on getting 10
Hand
seconds,
station
10 seconds,
control
10
node
seconds.
enabled.
And also, like being thrown around like a rag doll. You're supposed to be able to get crowd control immunity when you get crowd controlled. Very often it doesn't work, or there's subtleties whereas you do get crowd control ability, but not against certain stun ability. So you can still be thrown around like a rag doll. So when there's multiple opponents attacking you, you get thrown all over the place. It can get a bit frustrating after a while.
Life support control
Another
node
10 seconds.
enabled. Terrarium control node enabled. Match over.
Oh, too late. So let's get out of here. Evil Iron Man. Yeah, the timer is annoying. It's a random thing though. Like basically the timer is always going, and depending on when you respawn, that is where you hit the timer. But sadly, it seems sometimes I keep on getting 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. I guess I guess the random doesn't like me very much. So next we will play the Temple of Isis. Superman says the other team's lucky to have roles. It's the matchmaking. What can you do? The matchmaking does the matchmaking, and we deal with it. The thing is, if we start making team, let's say Iron Man makes a team and he makes a super powerful team, we make a team and we end up stuck with Johnny Blaze. The same team will always win. So this way, at least, it kind of the matchmaking is a culprit in this case. So if depending on who the matchmaking matches, it gives people a chance to be able to get some wins, as opposed to if we have one team that wins all the time. At first, I toyed with making teams. Like I thought maybe I could make teams. Shadow could make teams. Johnny could make a team, and then we would fight in PvP using those teams. But then I thought, nah, the matchmaking can do it, and here we are. Yeah, it's annoying, Superman, when you keep on getting 10 seconds, and there's nothing you can do about that. So here you can see we have Azine, J2 Ghost, and Iron Man. The same team from our first match, it would seem. I guess the matchmaking is not very creative. Even using the breakout trinket, it barely gives you half a second of breaking out, and then you're still thrown around like a ragdoll. Oh, Superman didn't make this one. Ah, sorry, Superman. So I guess we might be ready then to start 5v5 if we have more people. Let's try it out. Also, I hope that I'm starting to wonder if maybe did Ghost, Iron Man, and Azim did they form a group, and is that why the matchmaking match them together? There's nothing we can really do to stop that, but it would be sad if that was the case. I guess if we also will always, I guess if we always see them in the same group, it'll give us an answer. But ideally, we're using the matchmaking to try to avoid that. So we'll try to do some 5 versus 5, seeing how we may have a bit more people right now. So we'll start with the moon. There's only 4 5v5, but I'd say we'll try to switch to 8 versus 8 soon, so it doesn't really matter. So Oni is going to try to join here. So I guess we'll be over the moon if he joined us. Yeah, that was a bad dad joke. It happens. Oh, Oni says he's doing some missions, so I guess it'll take a while. Streaks is rain check. Guess he can't make it today. That's okay. Oh, Superman says it was a good joke. So I'm guessing you're a dad, Superman. We're going for Ninja 5 versus 5. So I thought maybe we were starting to get enough people, seeing how Superman didn't make it. But maybe we didn't have 9 people as opposed to 10. We'll wait a bit. Surely someone else will join. We're going for the Moon 5v5. Yes. Space Ninja says Iron Man, or greater than Iron. Oh, Iron Man is greater, whatever that means. We've been able to make a pretty good Iron Man in DC Universe Online for quite some time. Oh, you are Iron Man. Okay. Once we got the headpiece that Iron Man is using, there was no reason not to make an Iron Man character at that point. And over time, they gave us some nice styles and nice materials to be able to add to our Iron Man character. But the second we got this headpiece, people were creating Iron Man. There's also Spider Man. If you go to the place to go to watch to look at the people's style is Little Bohemia. If you go to Little Bohemia, you will see a lot of Spider Man. Oh, Superman says I love the glossy material so much. I thought that people would. It's a material that had been requested way back when, and finally they gave it to us. Although I saw in the forums that some people were really not happy about it. I can understand that yes, people were asking for the material, but nobody was asking for it to be a rare material in the booster bundle. So I can imagine how that might be frustrating for some people. But but it is something that people had requested before. Oh, so we got Azine, Captain Chuckles, and Icy Baguette. And there's other. And Ryushu. Oh, 2 healers, 2 trolls. In theory, we shouldn't run out of heal, and the healer
Match
shouldn't run out of
commencing.
power, but you never know. One of the challenges here is trying to get back up when you get knocked down. And there's so much stunning effects that it's kind of hard to even just use one ability. And you can see Iron Man and I can't see the name properly are staying in the air, attacking from above. So ideally, you want to have a pull move to try to pull them down, or some ability that grounds them. But it's kind of hard because they'll ground you first, so it becomes like a war. Who will ground who first? And sadly, there's 2 of them doing that right now, so makes it a bit more challenging. And you saw them run away when they were running out of health. And they're back again. Same strategy, staying way up high. See, Iron Man is hiding back there so that I couldn't target him.
Match over.
It was a close one, but not close enough. Space Ninja, love your vids. Thanks for reviving PvP. We do what we can. I often tell people that, like, very often people will blame the devs for various things. And yeah, it's true that the devs are pretty much in control of what's going on. But at the end of the day, the devs supply us with a sandbox and we decide what we do with it. So why not, if we want to play PvP, why not play PvP? The dude, PvP, woo! And that's what Iron Man does. Probably in reference to something I mentioned. And Superman seems to agree. He nods yes, 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 yes. So, what's the next 5 versus 5? So the pit would be next. We'll wait a bit for Fortress, Bruce Wayne, because we rarely had enough people to play 5v5. So we'll wait for a few more people to join in, and then we'll try 8v8. The Wokeman multiverse. Have you ever heard of the Endless before? Absolutely. I read the Sandman comic way back when. It was refreshing for its time. It was a kind of a bit unique at the time. Sadly, seeing how it was somewhat successful and popular, at some point everyone were trying to be the Sandman. It's something that a lot of people try to imitate, and nobody really was able to, or not many were able to. I guess Garth Ennis was kind of able to do it a little bit, and even Gany was making more of a more gory, uh, more shocking version with when he did Preacher. But yeah, I've heard of the Endless. Uh, I read The Sandman once. I had all the paperbacks and never read it again, and I probably forgot most of it at this point. There was also a death miniseries, I think, and probably something else I failed to mention. There was a Lucifer series at some point. I only read the first issue of that one. Do you have the time torn material? I'm just wondering what your thought on the cancelled Wonder Woman game. Do you think it would have been any good? Nah, it would not have been good. They it was a mess. It was a mess pretty much from the start. Way back when they first announced. Full disclosure, this is according to the internet. So yeah, we're still running PvP. Way back when they did announce the game, they had no game. All they had was a trailer. All they did was make a trailer to try to either gauge interest or to try to create interest. So they didn't really have a game at first. It took them quite a while to actually start working. Like they had a lot of development artwork or stuff like that. Like they did a lot of development, but they didn't really have a game at the time. And and eventually they even went as far as to scrap everything they had, restart from, and that was very recently. Like very recently, they pretty much scrapped everything they had. They restarted from scratch, and from what I understand, they did not even have a playable version. Uh, they tried. I'm not sure if they succeeded. They tried to get a playable version before a certain day so that they could put that on their CV or something. But in a sense, they did not even have a game. They had the beginning of a development of a game. I'm not sure why we're getting creamed like that. Maybe I'm talking too much. When there's multiple player targeting you, nothing you can do. So anyway, for Iron Man, they didn't. For Iron Man, for Wonder Woman, they did not have a game. They did not even have a playable build. Even by the end, maybe they were able to get it. Like from what I understand, by the end they were trying to get a playable build so that they could put that on their CV. But I don't know if they did manage to do that. So it often I'll see people accuse certain games to be scams. That felt like one of them. That felt like it pretty much was a scam from day one. They had no game. They tried to sell a game. They tried to get interest to get people interested in it, probably to try to gather some financing for it. But at the end of the day, they never really had a game. So it would have been it would have been a mess. I don't know what's going on at Warner Brother Games, but they have some big problems. Let's say it's not an accident if they fired the CEO or supposedly allegedly he's the one who left. But from the state of things, from the way things were going at Warner's, it's a safe bet to say that he most likely was fired. Come on, Factor, go down. Freaking stunned. So you can see the scoreboard a bit. Oh no! Superman says I'm evil. Maybe I'm the Dark Multiverse. You don't know. I have the time torn material in my character. I don't add it to trade if that's what you're asking for. In case maybe you just want to see it, let me show it to you. So anyway, so for the Wonder Woman game, it was a mess from day one, and they were never able to get back on their feet. But I know a lot of people are I know a lot of people are sad that the game was cancelled. But the big news I thought was not so much the game being cancelled, but the studio being shut down. Like they shut down. They didn't just cancel the game; they shut down the entire studio. And also another thing that I saw a lot of people mention is they had something called the Nemesis system. Something they had come up with for the Lord of the Rings game, Shadow of Mordor. And the people were looking forward to seeing more games using that system. Sadly, they canceled the game. They shut down the studio, and they shut down the Nemesis system in a vault somewhere, probably never to be seen again. So that is the real tragedy. Tragedy is that they shut down the studio and they locked away the Nemesis system, possibly forever. So to me, that was the real news. Yeah, it's sad that they canceled the Wonder Woman game, but even sadder is that they pretty much locked away the Nemesis system in a vault somewhere, and we'll probably never see it again. Crusader of Light, yeah, man, it's sad because it would have been nice to have something different. I understand they're going to make another Batman game, which sounds great, but would have been nice for something different. Well, hopefully they might make some other games. The problem is that even if they start making a game right now, it'll take 3, 5 years, 10 years before we actually see those games. Like look at a game like Dragon Age. Dragon Age: The Veilguard took like 9 years to make. So it's that is the sad part is that even assuming they start making new games right now, it'll take years before we can even see those games. Crusader of Light, remember the gameplay from the cancelled Flash game that looked very fun? That's another thing. That was another mess. The whole Flash game thing. Superman JL, I've been waiting for a solid AAA game, AAA Superman game. I'm still optimistic. Nah, it's not gonna happen. With Superman going in public domain in 10 years, they're not going to do it because they looking at the development of most games right now. Like, assuming they start making a game today, the game will be ready in what 5 years, 10 years, and by then Superman will be public domain. So they don't want to do that. Also, there seems to be some anti-Superman sentiment at Warner's, at the head of Warner's, or even at the head of DC. They don't seem to like Superman very much, and they don't want Superman. It's sad, but what can you do? Or Marcus Jones for $10. Thank you, Marcus. It's much appreciated. Thank you for supporting the channel. Do any of you guys have any wondrous time capsule? I can afford to give 2 million. 2 million for one time capsule. 2 million for all the time capsules. Yeah, you're gonna have to be more specific. But thank you, Marcus. It's very generous of you, and it's much appreciated. Oh, Superman says I'll give you a couple of time capsules after the live stream. So there you go, Marcus. You're going to get at least a few. The dude, I just wanted to say thanks for being an inspiration. Started my own multiverse with my character. It's more like multiple builds with different styles, but you know what I mean. That's fine, the dude. Oh, and Superman says for free. Don't worry about buying them. Yeah, that's what I got from your first message. You're very generous, our friend Superman. On his free, probably because people can make Superman in public domain better. Probably not. There's a lot. Even before Superman was in public domain, there's also the lawsuit with the Schuster. Uh, they've been trying to reinvent Superman for a long time. Like when they made the New 52 and they changed Superman for the New 52, it was not an accident. It was not a coincidence. It was because they were trying to avoid. There was a lawsuit about over the character Superman at the time, and they were trying to get a new version of Superman that would stand outside of the previous copyright, outside of the old copyright, so that it wouldn't be affected by the lawsuit. And you'll notice that once the lawsuit was settled, somehow the New 52 Superman kind of died, and they brought back the classic Superman as if nothing had happened. So sadly, there are sometimes there are outside forces that makes decisions for what goes on in the game, in the comics, and all that stuff. Like the absolute Superman, it's not an accident. They have another lawsuit right now with the Schuster. So they need, and also there's the public domain thing coming up. So they need to try to create a new version of Superman that it would own, so that once Superman goes into public domain, uh, they would still own that version of Superman. It's not an accident also why they're talking about having the absolute Superman in games as opposed to the classic Superman. And the same would be true for Batman, Wonder Woman, and more. But for Batman, it's a bit more tricky for them because Batman is their big seller, their big money maker. So they cannot really afford not to use it. But I suppose for Superman, they seem to feel that if they don't use Superman, they're not losing much. Felipe, I made a recently new character with Quantum. I low key would choose it over Electric. Quantum is way more fun. Well, Quantum has a few things that no one else has, and the one thing it has is quantum tunneling. Holy crap, do I love using this ability! I'm sure you've noticed I use it a lot, and it's a great ability. It's an all around ability that I call. It's an ability that's useful for to attack. You see an enemy over there, quantum tunneling, and bang, you're in his face to beat the snot out of him. Or there's an enemy beating the snot out of you. I will have to wait a little bit. Someone's beating you up, and you can use quantum tunneling to get away, or at least to get out of being punched like a punching bag. And also, it gives you a shield. It gives so it's a great multi-purpose ability. Like if you need to gather a collection or click on a console, like let's say you need to click on the console, you teleport there. You can click on the console, and the shield protects you, allowing you to click on the console. So it's good on so many levels. I see some people who don't want to use it because in PvP, sometimes it will take you out of the node, but also sometimes it will take you into the node. So it's in my book, it's too useful not to use. And here I'm trying a loadout where I'm actually using quantum tunneling and I forget the name of the shield and time bubble. Although I kind of regret, I should probably be using Event Horizon. Let's give it a try. I just realized the problem with Event Horizon is it's a supercharge, and very often you end up a match where you did not even cast a single supercharge because you didn't have the supercharge for. I'll have to experiment a bit more. But I understand if you're having fun with quantum, I understand. Oh, Superman says I'll still save them. It's okay. Car spotters. What should I do after I reach level 30? It's a funny you should mention that. I have a video coming up for that. What to do once you reach level 30. But in a nutshell, the game this Universe Online is pretty much two games into one. There's one game where you level your character from level 1 to level 30, and then it becomes an entirely new game where then your combat rating becomes your true level. Like right now, my combat rating is 83 because of my PvP gear. But then afterwards, you have to use the on duty menu, and then there's a whole bunch of come on. There's a whole bunch of solo missions you can play. Then there's some duos you can play, for some four-player missions, and some raids. And of course, there's PvP you can play also, which we're doing right now. And also there are various open worlds. I think maybe we'll have time. And there are various open worlds also you can explore. So as your combat training goes up, you will have access to more and more missions and more open worlds. So if you come see your friend Tempus Fuginaut over here, there's a little machine here that can teleport you to the various open worlds. So we can see Central City, Gotham Wasteland, Metropolis Battle Zone, and more. And once you reach level 30, if you're not sure what the next set of gear you should purchase,
The portal will take you where you want to go. I can outfit you for when you reach your destination.
ask your friend Tempus Fuginaut, and he'll show you the gear you can purchase. I'll make a video more in depth probably later this week. Marcus Jones says, "Thank you to Superman JL. You made someone happy, Superman." Superman JL to Car Spotter, Spotsers, run feats, farm skill points, work on raising your combat rating by doing on-duty missions. Felipe, off topic, I've never thought that skill points play such a big role, as I have enough skill points where I can see a dramatic improvement when it comes to fighting. There's a sliding scale with skill points. Skill points are more useful early on, but as time goes by, as you add more and more skill points, each skill point gives you less and less for your buck. So let's say at first, one skill point might give you, I don't know, 5% extra health. But once you get to, let's say, 400 skill points, if you add 401 skill points, then that skill points would give you 0.05% extra health. So sadly, as you go up, in the more you have, the less you'll benefit from that. So as you saw, the other team were very aggressive. They came straight at our doors, and we're down. So on this map, we have different spawn points, so that way if the team cannot farm the spawn point. As you saw, I kept on getting stunned. I could barely get my ability out. Like sometimes you can stun so much, you cannot even cast one of your powers. Luckily, I was able to finish him off with my lunge. See, I lost like 93% of my skill points, just getting back up. My skill points, on my health, just getting back up. And sadly, the shields are not as strong as they once were in PvP. Way back when you were playing a controller, you had some pretty powerful shields for PvP. And they nerfed. I don't know why. At some point, they felt that they had to nerf the shields, and so now people go through your shield very quickly. I'm very tempted not to use shields anymore. I'll have to think about it some more. Now, why did they felt shields were too powerful? I don't know. Which is why for a long time the only shield I really was using was a quantum tunneling because it does more than just shield your character. And there's some abilities like I normally used to be a pretty good crowd control, but for some time since we've been playing those PvP matches, doesn't seem to work so well anymore. Like it used to be really good crowd control, and in PvP it still is, but can you hear me now? Okay. I was going to say if you say yes, I'll give you $1 million, but I guess I don't have to. So let's try with Arkham Asylum 5v5, and then we'll be brave. We'll try Australia 8 versus 8. So anyway, as I was saying, like I normally used to be a pretty good crowd control even in PvP, but since we've been playing those PvP matches, very often I'll use it and no crowd control. So I'm a bit sad for that. You can join anyone you want, Ghostbuster. We're not making groups. All you have to do is join is a custom play, PvP, and from now we will queue for Arkham Asylum 5 versus 5. Afterwards, we'll queue for Australia 8 versus 8. Bruce Wayne, could we do the assault and battery operation after this? Today's PvP day. It's specifically for people who want to play PvP. We play PvE on Friday during a Friday night at live. Although we will play this week, we will play tier 5 missions if I recall correctly. Yep, this week we'll play tier 5 missions. We played Assault Battery, I think, not too long ago. Or did we? Oh no, I think we played the Strike Team not too long ago. 5v5 Arkham Asylum, absolutely. No. Uh, let's try it again. When you do raids, do you prefer elite or casual? Usually we play with the regular version of the raid. We play basically we gather on Friday. We gather whoever wants to play, and sadly, some of those, if not a lot of those, not really to play elite. Even regular version sometimes is challenging. So I wouldn't to play elite. We would have to put together an elite group. But playing elite with random players is usually a perfect recipe for frustration. It can get really frustrating because a lot of casual players either don't have the skills or don't have the gear or don't have the knowledge to play PvP, uh, to play elite content, I should say. And when that's the case, it can be a bit frustrating for everyone. So normally we'll play the regular version of the raid. We did not play casuals just yet. I would play casual. Let's say I would try to solo a raid, then I might play the casual version. But until we have the option to be able to play those missions solo, it's okay, Oni. You don't need PvP gear. The game will like I have technically I have 83 combat rating, but the game will put me at 96 anyway. So you can see, even though I don't have quite like half my PvP gear got destroyed, deleted over the years, so I had to not quite restart from scratch, but almost. So here the game raises your combat rating to 96 if you don't have a full set of PvP gear. Can you use healers and tanks in PvP? Absolutely.
Lobotomy Lab control node enabled. Central guard post node enabled. Boiler room control node enabled.
So you can see I spend half my time on my back. I spend there's some matches where I spend most of my power bar breaking out, as opposed to actually using it. I should have teleported out of there. I tried to stay on the node, and so what happened?
The Scarecrow release enabled.
Oh,
The Joker release enabled.
let's see if we can release the Scarecrow. I saw Iron Man's using his usual strategy, attacking from up high, then going down to hide, attacking from up high, going down to hide. I'm sure I mentioned it before, but the running away is probably the. There's also falling down. That happens. Running away is the number one strategy in DC Universe Online. Ideally, you want to have a pull move for that. Uh, so as you saw here, there were a bunch of them that focused fire on me. It happens.
The Scarecrow release enabled. Mr. Freeze release enabled.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Sadly, the audio keeps on crashing. What can you do? We've had audio issues for DCO, with DCO for at least a year now, more than a year. And they don't seem to be able to fix it. It was fixed for quite a while. Like for a long, long time on PS4, PS5, those issues were pretty much forgotten. But for the past year, those a lot of issues came back in the past year, and the chat crashing seems to be one of them. So let's go for 8 versus 8. Let's assume we have enough people at this point. If not, we'll wait a bit, and I'll be able to read some of the chat I missed. So Australia 8 versus 8. So if I go back a little bit in the chat, so let's see. So Bruce one was asking, can you use healers and tanks in PvP? Absolutely. Tanks are pretty powerful in PvP. Actually, healers too, come to think of it. Superman, I'd be happy to help tank elite raids with people who need them, as long as I have time. If we decide to play some elite content, we'll probably make an event out of that. Like probably one during one live at 5, we'll say, okay, this week we'll play elite missions, and we'll see what happens. Yes, you can add. You can be as friends, not a problem. Walkman, personally, I kind of prefer Legends PvP. Arena, I just feel like I'm getting a one shot every time. Yeah, I can get frustrating sometimes. Equinox, bad news. The support got back with me and pretty much said they can't do anything about my account, much less all of my characters. Did they say what happened though? That's almost as important. Like what happened? Why was everything deleted? Did they at least tell you? DCUO Factory 7, they really need to nerf the tank role. At this point, it's useless. There's not enough people to play PvP. They'll never bother to do that. And if they that's the biggest issue. Like if they nerf tank for PvP, they will also nerf tank for PvE. So that will it is a change that will not only affect PvP, it would affect PvE as well. So that's why it's so tricky to have PvP and PvE together. Because if you nerf one, you nerf the other, and if you buff one, you buff the other. Bruce Wayne, I hate the rally time. Oh yeah, it is annoying. I hate that too. Scroll says seems a lot of player are losing their account. My friend lost his and he's been playing since beta. It's the first I hear about that. I was aware. A friend Equinox did mention that he lost not so much his account as his characters, but for people losing their accounts, I don't know about that. Uh, DCO Factor 7, mental literally has zero good safe area of effect abilities. Yeah, I understand. Oni's Fury, guess I should probably make a tank. We'll make a Wonder Woman tank. Sure, you could do that. DCO Factor 7, that's not true. Plenty of abilities were different in PvP than in PvE. Doesn't matter if they were different or not. If they decide to nerf, let's say they were decide to nerf Brick because Brick is too powerful in PvP, well, they would end up nerfing Brick in PvE as well because they don't nerf the ability only on one side. They just nerf the ability. So let's say they were to nerf Brick, they nerf Brick. So whether you use Brick in PvP or Brick in PvE, it is the same Brick. So it'll be nerfed either way. So whenever they nerf something on one side, sadly it nerfs it on the other side as well. And very often you don't want that. Goes to Shadowland PvP usually as players helping new player gear up. Yeah, it's one of those places that is useful for that. Equinox, they didn't give me any reasons. I specifically asked as well. I explained that I'm not a toxic player, that I don't have a history of doing anything nefarious. They gave zero explanation, unfortunately. So I guess we'll never know. Oh, and Fury, their main focus is not PvP anymore. Yeah, it's been clear since the last time we had any sort of PvP update was when we got the Suicide Squad movie, the first one. They gave us a new Deadshot set of gear. They had also a small PvP event one weekend, and it was a fun bit, but that was the last of it. Afterwards, they never bothered with PvP again. Probably because, like, at the end of the day, the devs do have the numbers. Like, let's say they made the PvP event and only 5% of the player base showed up, or even less. Why would they bother after that? Like, if you make something and nobody shows up, at some point you stop doing it. Bruce Wayne, Marvel Rivals for PvP is different. I'm not sure if it's PvP, but I think it's not nerf for that game. No, they did nerf some characters not too long ago. They said they would not nerf characters, and they it was not a false promise, but it was a promise that was unsustainable. If they make something too powerful,
Match
like
commencing.
let's say they make Iron Man way too powerful, and then they end up in a situation where everyone uses Iron Man, they have no choice but to nerf it. So they did promise that they would not be nerfing anything ever, any characters ever, but they didn't do it. They couldn't do it.
Villains control the comm room.
Oh no, we're the villains.
Villains control the ziggurat.
Oh yeah, we control the Ziggurat. Take us to your leader.
Heroes control the processing facility.
So yeah, Marvel Rivals is a PvP game. Uh, it's fun overall, but it can get repetitive really quick. So unless you're a huge PvP fan, like are you gonna play Marvel Rivals a whole day, or you're just gonna play a couple of hours, then leave, then come back the next day or a couple of days later? Because at the end of the day, it's the same matches. It's always and the one thing I didn't like is that you sometimes you'll have to choose a character you maybe don't like. Like let's say you want to play Iron Man, and you get into the team, and there's already someone who selected Iron Man on the team. Well, too bad. You're gonna have to select something else. Did you see that? The sneaky is attacking us from behind. Ah, those evil heroes. I guess we could start from there. Ah, I always do that. Suddenly you see the thingy at the last second, and here we are. If you wonder why I went outside, I knew that they were going to activate the thingy with the blue balls.
Match over.
Oh, before we go. Sadly, we cannot scroll down for some reason. Freaking menu. But it gives you an idea, I suppose. Equinox says they nerfed enough powers. It's people who complain who make the game less fun. Well, sometimes there are good reasons. Like when you reach a point where everyone, like at some point we reached a point in PvP Legends where everybody was using steel. So you would get into a PvP, a Legends PvP match, and you would face entire teams of steel. So when that happens, they have to do something. And then at some point it was Two Face. Although in the case of Two Face, even worse. At some point Two Face was OP, and then they decided to make him even more OP somehow. Well, what can you do? That's sometimes you have to scratch your head at some of the decisions the devs make, and that was one of them. You have to wonder what they were thinking. Oh, I missed a question, I guess. Antonio, how are you? I have a question. I have the yoga pants and work, and I find the top yoga. I don't think there's a top yoga. If there is a top yoga, I couldn't tell you where it is. I don't even know if it exists or not. Bruce Wayne, have you played Marvel Rivals? Absolutely. I love using Iron Man. Wolverine was a nightmare. When I tried to use Wolverine, I just couldn't do it. I didn't know what I was doing. But also playing in melee was let's say challenging to say the least. So let's try Fortress 8 versus 8. So yeah, Marvel Rival is a fun game. The characters looks nice. Although some of the costumes, they tried to give us some like Asian looking costumes at some point. I wasn't too crazy about those. But overall, the characters look good. The game looks good. It's a fun PvP game if you like that kind of stuff. But I couldn't play PvP. Um, uh, I couldn't play day after day after day, hours and hours and hours. PvP. There's just no way I could do it. Marvel Rivals is basically Overwatch with Marvel heroes. Yeah, pretty much. I would say it's Marvel Rivals, but better because I never liked the characters in Marvel Rivals. Like they were making superhero characters, but almost we're making always already superheroes are quote unquote supposed to be childish. But with Marvel Rivals, I thought they were taking an extra step and making it for like preschool children, if it makes any sense. So I didn't really like the characters. So I'm very happy to have. Even if people say that it's a copy of Overwatch, I don't care. At least I like some of the characters we have. Yeah, there's some characters like Luna Snow. I have no idea why they're pushing that character so much, but that was to be expected. From what I understand, they'll probably try to push Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel at some point. But overall, at least we do have some characters that we like. The Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, Thor. These are all included in the game. So at the very least, we do have those characters. DCU Factor 7 at least still took some skills, but nah, nah, I'm sorry, Factor. I have to say no to that. It didn't take any skill to stand on a node and then activate and click activate 1,000 mines and wait for the group to come in and get destroyed by the mines. There was no skill in that because if you had one steel doing that, it was annoying. Imagine if you have a whole team of steel, like you play 4v4 and the four steels camp on the node, they put their mines on the node, and then they wait. And then when you attack, they all activate their shield together, or they all activate their electric powerful ability together. It wasn't a skill thing. I'm sorry to say, skill had nothing to do with that. So I could not even finish my combo before being interrupted, or before being stunned. See, Superman is healing faster than I can damage him. Oh, now he's trying to run away. Ah, now I'm very disappointed. I can see Iron Man running away like a scared little boy, but not Superman. Come on, don't do it. And if you're wondering what do you do when the character can heal faster, you have to gang him up. Yeah, there's no other choice. You have to get other. Oh, now they're ganging up on me. Did you see that? Those mean villains. And as you can see, like he's spawning spamming the chains to stun and stun and stun some more. Now, once you know the strategies that most people use, it makes it a little easier. But it's no. Oh, I see. I spawned into a whole bunch of evil villains. Let's get out of here. Ideally, there's strength in numbers, and if you don't have the numbers, don't stay there. So, there's a. So here they come. Ideally, if we could be lucky, we could pick them up one by one. But we're not going to be lucky, I think. Here, this is a part where communication would be great, where you would say, okay, focus on this guy, then focus on that guy, then focus on that other guy, which might be what it could be that the other team does that sometimes. Like when you see 2, 3, 5 players focusing on poor multiverse, it could be what they're doing, which is okay. Nothing we can do against that, and technically that's not against the rules. Out of range. Hate when I do that. The range is pretty long, but you can still manage to miss it yeah either by using it when there's an obstacle in your way, or just not aiming quite properly. It happens. So as I was fighting one, the evil Green Lantern attacked me from behind. No honor amongst I was going to say amongst villains, but not sure if we're heroes or villains. No honors amongst heroes. But as you saw, I was able to give him back his. Well, I was able to get my revenge, sort of. And we still ended up winning. Because we're winners. It was as you can see, it was a close one. Could have gone either way, but we were able to get the big W. So to get back to Overwatch, our friend Bruce Wayne says, I still love both, to be honest. Marvel Rivals and DCUO. It's okay. Just like Marvel Rivals more because good things they offer. Uh, Not sure what you mean by that, but okay. What good things do they offer? Like I don't understand things like a battle pass. You basically you purchase a battle pass, but you don't even get what's in the battle pass. You still have to maybe get the battle pass stuff by playing the game. I don't get that. It's like we had the similar thing with DCO. Like we were paying for the subscription, but still we don't get what the daily rewards from the subscription. You still have the condition of having to log in for the subscription. So even though you paid for it, you still don't get it. I don't get that. Superman says that was a good game, everyone. Superman JL, I was under the impression they nerf and buff certain powers so they can sell power change tokens. Whether they do that to sell power change tokens or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that when they nerf something in PvP, when they nerf a power in PvP, well, that power is nerfed also in PvE. You use the same powers. So if they do nerf something because it's too powerful in PvP and make it less powerful in PvP, It's also less powerful in PvE. So they cannot even manage to balance it just for PvE. When they try to balance it for PvE and PvP, it's a disaster. Oh, and Key, I guess you
Get
woke
to
up
those
really
security
late.
terminals.
You dare
Equinox,
set
I'm
me
only referring to power
What are you
nerfs.
looking
It doesn't
for,
matter.
Superman?
Whenever they nerf something on
All
one
you
side,
found
it
is
nerfs
your
it on the other
doom.
side. Whether it's powers or whatever you want.
Oracle is trying to hack
Like
past
if they nerf quantum tunneling because it's too powerful, well, it's nerfed on both PvE and PvP. So, so it doesn't matter if it's a power, if it's an ability, if it's a skill, if it's a whatever. If it gets nerfed on one side, it gets nerfed on both sides.
Time to clean up the trash in this place.
So I guess we got the entire team here. So you see what happens when one team sticks together and the other team splits up? You just saw it.
There's a sucker board every minute. Nothing a patch job won't fix.
And see, I was stunned, stunned, and stunned. I could not even cast a single ability before being knocked down. There we go. I might as well wait.
Not too bright, are you?
See, now what they're going to do is that they're going to camp the spawn point, and then they'll try to defeat us one at a time.
I'm on reserve power now.
This is totally a job for Booster Gold.
So sadly, when the entire group jumps you, there's nothing you can do. And see, I tried to attack one, the other one is pulling me. And the freaking timer.
I'm on reserve power now. Oh, you are in for a real treat.
Time out!
No more monkeying around, Grodd. We won't let you capitalize on this madness.
Oh, I guess we did not win this round.
Looks like the do-gooders and the hacker extraordinaire were able to break on through to the other side. And now, for everyone's favorite part of the show, wanton violence.
Yippee!
Be sure to take out the celebrities first. Give the old ratings a boost, eh?
I can't believe you fell for that!
Oh, thanks for the workout. Come on, really?
For a real treat.
So as you saw, we're not even able to slow down Ghost.
I'm on reserve power now.
You will not interfere.
So where's the rest of the team?
I don't give up easily.
And the timer. So they're pretty much camped where we spawn, so... And we were spread all over the place for some reason.
Oh look, boss fight!
And 10 seconds.
That was our last chance to take out Superman in the League. Instead, they've escaped with our data and their lives. We must retaliate.
Bruce Wayne says, when I play DCUO, I kind of feel depressed and tired, though, for all new things happening in DCUO. That's why I still play Marvel Rivals, and I switched to that. Well, I understand that we were for a long time we didn't get any new stuff for DCUO, so yeah, that was kind of depressing. They seem to be getting back to trying to give us some stuff a bit more regularly. Whether they'll succeed or not, that's another story. So let's go for Watchtower 8v8. Factor 7, that was all you abusing tank rolls. Soups. Superman says, I'm just a tank. Superman says, most damage done in tank roll. Says a lot. Yes, it does. Sorry, the chat moved quite a bit, and I got quite behind, and now it jumped on me. Equinox, exactly. Being good at using your power doesn't mean it needs to nerf. Nah, it has nothing to do with that. There's some players that if you give them crappy powers, they'll lose, and if you give them a good power, magically they suddenly become skills. It was like that with gear way back when. At some point, people were saying that gear didn't matter. Not true. When we got the first season of PvP gear of PvP, when I was in cash gear, I was getting beat up by guys, and when everyone was in cash gear, somehow I was a great PvP player. I was able to win and win and win some more. And then by the end of the first day, some people were in full vengeance gear, and all of a sudden, I was getting beat up. Even worse, at the time I was playing a mental controller, and I kept on facing Rage Tank in full vengeance gear. That was very frustrating. But somehow, once I did get the vengeance gear myself, when I was able to work through that first season of PvP and get the Vengeance gear, all of a sudden I was able to defeat 6 players by myself. Is it because all of a sudden I became very, very skilled? No, it's because I had crappy gear and now finally I had some good gear. So I understand that people want to think that skill is everything, and yeah, skill helps a lot, but gear helps even more. When it's free, I mean it's made by Chinese developers, so they love putting their Asian costumes in the game. Yeah, you're probably right. That's probably why we had some sort of weird Asian costumes. So I wasn't crazy about those, but it would be an issue. But at least we do have something that kind of sort of looks like the classic costumes, so it wasn't too big a deal. Bruce Wayne, yes, we played. We just played a Fortress of Solitude. We might be able to play it again, depending on how things go. We'll see. Atomic is Factor 7. Atomic is much stronger in groups than a 1v1. Well, yeah, that's another thing. Like some powers are very OP 1v1. Some powers are very OP when you're in a group. Some powers are very OP in both. So yeah. Morducan, hello. He says hello. Bruce Wayne asked Oni if he did play Marvel Rivals. Oni says he doesn't have a PS5. Factor 7, still working on my Arena tier list video. It's almost done. I'll be curious to see that. Superman, hello everyone. I'm sorry I'm late. Had to handle a few things before I could join. Good seeing you all. So Scroll says, hi Superman. Mordecai, I would join you on PvP, but I think PvP is no longer new character friendly. It doesn't matter. They give you, by default, they give you 96 combat rating. And then afterwards, if you want more, you have to earn the gear for that. Like right now, how many marks did I get? No, I don't have enough for one piece of gear, but we'll see. Scrolls, being in the same corridors the whole day is boring. Absolutely. That's why, yeah, PvP is fine for a while, but I wouldn't play PvP day after day after day, and even less the whole day. Factor 7, my strategy of avoiding Superman worked very well. If it works, it works. The Wolfman, I hate that too. I hate the fact that I have to log in to get every single daily rewards. Some people don't get the same amount of time as others. Bruce Wayne, Multiverse, is there a way to fly out of the Watchtower? There was a way back when. I don't know if they patched it, but yeah, there was a way. There was a corner in the Watchtower where you could go, quote unquote, outside of the Watchtower and into space. I haven't tried it in years, so I don't know if it still works. Oh. Equinox says, I know I'm saying they don't need to nerf any power because people complained. Just because you're good at specking a power and are good at using it doesn't mean it should be nerfed. It's not, you're missing the point, Equinox. It has nothing to do with being good. When 90% of the players use the same power, it's obvious that the power is OP and everyone is using it because of that. The same with weapons. It's not an accident if a lot of people play one-handed weapons in PvP because it's more powerful than the rest. The combos also are faster to execute. It's not a skill thing. When everyone uses something, it's not skill has nothing to do with it. Favorite kind of food? Shepherd's pie. Only love sushi. Bibos in Metropolis make a great cheesesteak, pineapple pizza. Bruce Wayne, you disappoint me. This your factor. PvP gear and having high skill points is overpowered in arenas. Yeah, but if all you have is skills and you don't have the gear, yeah, you can still get creamed. If all you have is the gear, you'll be a lot more powerful. And yes, if you have both the gear and the skill, yeah, you'll be overpowered. But not as much as if you don't have the gear. Bruce Wayne, have you watched Green Lantern First Flight? Wish there was more to it than a sequel. Yeah, I watched it. Pretty sure I watched the sequel as well. Although the latest one, it seems now in the latest Green Lantern movies, they made it with Jon Stewart instead of Hal Jordan. So they've been trying to do that for some time now. They've been trying to push Jon Stewart. Well, we even see that in DC Universe Online. Sadly, it's not an accident if we got one Green Lantern ally and it's Jon Stewart. You even see it in the official announcement when they gave us Jon Stewart. They even mentioned that he is the leader of the Green Lantern Corps, which anyone with half a brain knows it's not true. But again, it's they've been trying to push. They've been trying to give a push to the character, and they've been doing that for some time. Like they tried to make him the leader of the Ultra Lantern Corps, whatever that was. That was a disaster. Then they tried another thing, like he had some sort of almost like a Pink Lantern costume. That failed too. Like they've been trying to make John Stewart happen for some time, and they've been trying to make him the leader of some sort of Lantern Corps. And they've also been trying to reinvent the old Green Lantern thingy, and it's been failing, fail after fail for quite some time. The one success they had was they brought back Green Al Jordan as Green Lantern, and they made him the lead of the book again. And somehow the book is seems to be successful now. But for a long time they've been trying to make John and but even then at the same time they have the Green Lantern Corps comic with a lot of diverse lanterns. Like people have been wondering why they keep on adding new Green Lanterns for Earth. Well, look at the newest one they've added. They keep on adding diverse lanterns. I think the latest one is a black lesbian lady. So the if you look at the Green Lantern Corps comics, you'll see why they keep on adding new lanterns. But yeah, First Flight was nice. The sequel was good as well. Uh, but sadly, it would seem that we're not going to get Al Jordan anytime soon. The eight player one might take a while. But we did play a few eight players right now. So I don't know. I don't know if some people left, and that's why we're still waiting. Factor 7, I got the glitch where every spawn points got locked and I could spawn. Oh, I never saw that before. Favorite DC and Marvel heroes? DC will have to be Batman. Marvel, let's go with Wolverine. Why not? So I guess the Dark Claw is even more popular. Crusader of Light, I made Jessica Cruz and here. Always thought she was pretty cool. I'm glad we like her. Oni says Green Lantern for DC, Iron Man for Marvel. Good choice. Was Al the first Green Lantern? Yes and no. Technically, Alan Scott was the first Green Lantern way back when in the 40s. But then they reinvent the whole Green Lantern thingy. Like originally, Green Lantern was pretty much a modern version of Aladdin and the magical lamp. So instead of having a lamp that gave him wishes, he had a lamp that gave energy to his ring, and the ring could grant him wishes, sort of. He could create. At the time, I'm not sure if he was creating constructs, but he was using the ring to do a whole bunch of stuff, some green flame stuff. And then when they reinvented the Green Lantern, they created the Green Lantern Corps, and Hal Jordan was sort of the first Green Lantern, at least the first Green Lantern of Earth. He was giving his ring by Abin Sur, and then later on we discovered that it was the whole Green Lantern Corps thing. So for the modern Green Lantern stories, yes, Hal Jordan was the first one. And then later on, they added John Stewart as a possible replacement. There was also Guy Gardner that was a possible replacement. Like if Hal had the flu one day, the ring would seek a replacement, and at some point it was Guy Gardner. At some point it was Jon Stewart. Then during Crisis on Infinite Earths, somehow one of the Guardians gave a ring to Guy Gardner, so he became Green Lantern for a while. Also, at some point, Hal Jordan stopped being Green Lantern and was replaced by Jon Stewart for a while. And then after Crisis, we had the Green Lantern Corps, but it was down only to like a dozen members. So there was and they were all on Earth. So you had Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, Katmatui, Kilowog, and I forget who else. So these were the Green Lantern Corps, at least for a while. And then they brought back the Corps, more or less the way it was. They brought back Hal Jordan as the main Green Lantern. Although, when they relaunched the Green Lantern comic, it was Hal Jordan with Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner sometimes. And then eventually they gave Jon Stewart his own comic called Mosaic. Guy Gardner was pretty much the official Green Lantern in Justice League International for a while. But yeah, but technically, yeah, Hal Jordan is pretty much the first one, and he's the one who's been able to sustain an ongoing series the most. Even though Kyle Rayner was able to do that for a while, but in the early 2000s, his series went down the drain. And then they brought back Hal Jordan with Green Lantern Rebirth. And at the time of Rebirth and the Green Lantern Sinestro Corps War and the Blackest Night, Green Lantern was selling was almost the DC's bestseller. It was only Batman was selling better than Green Lantern. So during that time, Batman and Green Lantern were the best selling DC comics at the time. I'm starting to wonder, did I forget to cure and no one told me? I guess not. Oh, it would seem that me and Superman got left out. That's all right. Which Lantern Corps is your favorite? I would have to say the Black Lantern Corps. Yeah, I know it. They're evil and all that, but I don't know. I kind of like it. Bruce Wayne, I think Alan was the first. He was technically was the first in the 40s, but it had nothing to do with the Green Lantern Corps. It was just one guy with a magical ring. Superman says it's because of how awesome we are, Factor 7. Of course, the game is scared to put us against other people. Of course. Bruce Wayne, my favorite Lantern Corps is the White Lantern Corps. That is fine. Onis Fury, I like Black Lanterns. Absolutely. Bruce Wayne says villains are born, they are made, but I choose Black Lantern as well. That's okay. So next week, guys, we'll try something a bit different. We'll try to cure instead. We'll try to play PvP at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll do that also for Wednesday. I tried to switch the time around, but I think it might get confusing for some people. One day at 7 p.m., the other day at noon, the other day at 5. So we'll try to do one size fits all. From now on, we'll do all the live streams at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I shouldn't say all the live streams because I'm sure I might decide to make a live stream. Like whenever we get a new DLC, I might decide to make a live stream for that, and I would make it at 5 p.m. But that would probably be the exception of the exception. But I guess for Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, let's try that. We'll play at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all of those days. I understand that on Wednesday it might be early for some people, but it would seem also that today at noon it's early for some people as well. So we'll try to make everything at 5 p.m. for everyone. Crusader of Light, a Green Lantern game where you have to survive waves of Black Lantern would be pretty cool. Absolutely. Bruce Wayne, do you know when the Dev Invasion starts? Probably next November during the Extra Life event, assuming that we do get such an event. Sadly, the people who were making the Devs Invasions are not working at DCUO anymore. So there's no way to tell if they are going to make if they are going to be able to keep on making Dev Invasion. We'll see. David Sharp, Legends PvP next Wednesday and Sunday. It depends. It's the last Wednesday and the last Sunday of the month. No, next Wednesday and next Sunday, it's still going to be Arena. The week after that, it's going to be Legends. Do you know when it starts? We don't even know if there's going to be a Dev Invasion. So no one knows when it starts. And if we do have a Dev Invasion, it'll probably be in November around the time of the Extra Life event. And even then, last year didn't work so well. They had the Extra Life event was let's say very limited. It was only for people who gave who did donations. And everyone else, there was no invasion for everyone else.
I know what they're after. This is bad. I'm going to evacuate non-combat personnel. The automatic lockdown has dropped force fields around vital points in the hangar. I need you to take these energy disruptors and drop the shields so I can regain control.
Factor 7 says noon EST is like 8 a.m. on the East Coast. On the West Coast. Yeah, I didn't realize it was that early for you guys. Which is why we'll try to stick to 5.
Manual access of tech wing power coupling authorized.
This am not job for Bizarro! I will put you down like the cur you are.
Detecting unauthorized access of the hangar power generator.
Cut them down! Bizarro, welcome friendly game of punch! I will win this war! Ah, that no hurt! You no pay for that! Bizarro, welcome friendly game of...
I won't forget that.
Evil Iron Man attacking me while I'm almost down. Did you see that?
Me and Earth's worst defender!
Damn, he keeps on stinging me. Oh, that was my bad. So you see, he stays in the air so that he's harder to target.
Detecting unauthorized access of the emergency defense terminal.
They cannot withstand Amazonian might. Forward!
And when you spam block, that's what happens.
You're too slow to stop the society.
But sadly, he's healing for himself faster, so not much I can do right now.
Feed me.
Olympus, protect me.
Oh, he's running away. Did you see that?
Manual access of tech wing power coupling authorized. Detecting unauthorized access of the security network terminal.
Get that. Olympus, protect me.
give you a high five. Nice. I want to see.
So when you see that the target you're targeting is healing himself more than you can actually damage him, you switch to another target. And then you hope that someone will help you take him down, but as you can see, he keeps on running away.
You die.
You're done here. You just made this personal.
Holy crap, that was a lot of health all at once. I don't know what God's what Ghost is doing, but he's doing a lot of damage. Could be his weapon mastery.
You die.
You saw Ghost was hiding. Iron Man was hiding behind the thingy, blocking, and he was locked in blocking mode. Salah did not get a chance to throw a block break in his way, but
insolent fool!
like obviously the block option is there, but there are people who only do that. Oh, evil wisdom attacking me like that when I was always almost run out of power.
Time out!
Even the Man of Steel cannot stand against me. My plan cannot fail.
We've got to stop him. He's going to use it to blow up the monitor womb, crippling the Watchtower.
Crush your feeble mind.
I guess we didn't win this one. Oh well.
That engine core is overcharged.
Oh no, Bruce Wayne, Superman attacked you from behind. Ah, those evil villains. Or were they heroes this time? Did not even notice.
But be careful and take it over to the energy sink pads. We have to save the Watchtower.
No pay for that.
Ah, that was ugly. Again, you saw way up high in the air. Is he still there? Ah, our friend Iron Man, as usual.
Safely discharging unstable energy.
And the freaking 10-second timer. Crusader of Light, I have to go, dude. Thanks so much. Do you have PayPal? I don't have PayPal, but I do have a membership. You could subscribe to the membership. It's $3 a month. I'm thinking of maybe making another, or you could do a donation right here during the stream.
What's the matter? Are you lagging?
See, I'm not sure what our friend Wisdom was doing, but I was stunned, and stunned some more, and I could barely do anything. Oh, and somehow... Ah, there I see it. There was two of them attacking me. There was one all the way up there in the air. So I was able to take down our friend Wisdom, but his partner was able to take me down.
Safely discharging unstable energy device.
They cannot withstand Amazonian might.
Feed me!
Look out!
And somehow I could not activate Time Bomb. It just didn't want to work. Ah, there we go.
Your blood will soak the earth. It's like you're standing still.
I will tear you apart. You will suffer for that. Your end will not be painless. Weed me.
Warning, warning. Monitor wound stability jeopardized. Warning, warning. Monitor womb stability jeopardized.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Dearly for this. Bizarro, welcome, friendly game of punch! Insolent fool! You no pay for that! Weed me! You win!
I guess our friend Iron Man doesn't like that I keep him from just flying up here.
No heart! Weed me!
Sally keeps on using that because even if you know about it, even if you know that's what he's doing, it's still challenging to stop him from doing that.
I'll tear you apart!
Like there again. So you need a pull move or something that can ground him. Otherwise, it's difficult to keep him on the ground. And even worse when multiple people do that.
You're too slow to stop the society.
I will win this war!
What's the matter? Are you lagging?
You will pay dearly for this. Weed me! Insolent fool!
Safely discharging unstable energy device. Safely discharging unstable energy device.
I won't forget that.
Safely discharging unstable energy device.
Surrender!
Sheesh, I guess the heroes have been eating their flakies.
Me friends! Us fight! You will suffer for that!
Yeah, the Watchtower is a long one.
Suffer my wrath!
Olympus, protect me.
See, Ghost came to try to save his friend the Iron Man, but he came in a little too late.
You will suffer for that!
Warning, warning.
I guess when Iron Man called him for help,
Have turrets? That is totally unfair.
Ghost just couldn't make it in time.
Warning, warning. Monitor womb stability jeopardized.
They cannot withstand Amazonian might. Forward!
Crawl, worm!
Warning, warning. Monitor womb stability jeopardized.
Your blood will soak the earth! I will put you down like the
Warning,
cur you
warning.
are!
Monitor womb stability jeopardized.
Enough!
Warning, warning. Monitor womb stability jeopardized.
Seems force.
Warning, warning. Monitor womb stability jeopardized.
I will win this war!
Just made this personal.
End this now! Insolent fool!
I will bring the weight of the multiverse down upon you.
I will tear you apart!
I won't let you do this.
It'll take more than that. Strength is the law of the jungle!
See, now he was able to get his friend's ghost to help him out. And another one.
Put you down like the cur you are. No more holding back.
Warning, warning. Monitor womb stability jeopardized.
So even if you try to stop Iron Man, you can call his friends to back him up. It happens. And 10 seconds again. Freaking timer. You got close a few times, Bruce. But close is not enough.
Withstand Amazonian might.
Close doesn't count, as they says. Oh. Speak of the devil, let's clicky click. Because we can.
We have to get out of here. The monitor womb is gonna blow. Go! Go!
So, I think that's going to be it for today, guys. I'm just going to go through what's left of the chat, and we'll call it a day. So our friend Factor 7 was saying that, come on, evil chat. Our friend Factor 7 says noon Eastern Standard Time is like 8 a.m. on the West Coast. So yeah, so Sally, next week, and for at least the future for now, let's agree to let's agree for 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know on Wednesday it will be a bit early for people, but by the time we're done, but by the time we've been playing for an hour or two, most people should be back from school or should be back from work. So we should be able to work our way up towards getting more people. We'll see. Bruce Wayne says they won't make a Green Lantern game anymore because they made Suicide Squad and Green Lantern was in it. Nah, they were not going to make a Green Lantern game to begin with. Or if they were, write this down. Because notice how the Green Lantern in Suicide Squad was Jon Stewart. So they've been trying to push Jon Stewart for quite some time now. And if they ever decide to make a Green Lantern game, it will be a Jon Stewart game. That's pretty much guaranteed. But they've been trying for quite some time now to reinvent the whole Green Lantern thingy, and it hasn't worked too well so far. So I wouldn't expect a Green Lantern game anytime soon. The closest we have to a Green Lantern game is DC Universe Online. And even with DC Universe Online, notice the lack of Green Lantern content. They don't seem to want to give us any Green Lantern content. And again, ironically enough, the one ally they gave us that there was a Green Lantern is the Jon Stewart ally. So will they give us Halgernon at some point? Will they give us Alan Scott at some point? We'll never know. David Sharp, right? I didn't look at the calendar. Oh, it's okay. So basically, guys, for Legends PvP, it is the last Wednesday and the last Sunday of the month. Factor 7, looks like a lot of people are running arenas. I'm in Australia while you're in Watchtower. Yeah, I guess at this time, some people mentioned that, yeah, noon is 8 a.m. Eastern on the West Coast. So yeah, the people from the West Coast are probably starting to wake up, are probably starting to play right now. So yeah, so next time we'll try at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see how it works out. Obviously, we're adjusting, we're making adjustments as we go, but we'll try to figure it out. Bruce Wayne says Superman attacked me from behind. Can you believe that? No honor amongst Kryptonian. Superman asks, which one? Oh, the chat did quite jump on me. Crusader of Light, I have to go. Have a good day. Have a good day. So you guys mentioned PayPal on your channel, so I can donate. I don't have a PayPal, but you could donate either here. There's a donate option in the chat, or you could give a, or you could become a member. That could be another option. I'll try to get other options in the future. I'm just not sure when I'll get around to doing that. October, is this game mode out now? I'm not sure what you're talking about. We're playing Arena has been out for some time, unless you're talking about something else. Yeah, Factor 7, 8 versus 8 takes forever. Superman, good game, everyone. Superman, good game again. Bruce Wayne, good game. Bruce Wayne, good game, Superman. MDK, hello, heroes and villains. Space Ninja, good games, good time. Oni, see you later. Superman JL, it was my pleasure being here. I hope everyone has an inspiring day. Thanks for playing. Oh, Ghost 2 deleted this message. Superman, good game. Have fun with everyone today. Thanks for having me. Always. Marcus Jones, Legends PVP. Yeah, we're pretty much done for today. Oh, J2 Ghost. What happens in the arena stays in the arena. That probably is a wise rule. Let's do that. Bruce Wayne, do we have Al Jordan as allies? No, we don't. The only Green Lantern ally we have is Jon Stewart. Why don't they give us more allies? We don't know. And it's been a while. So if I was a betting man, I would say that whoever they had was behind the allies. Probably was let go last year. So we don't even know if they do have someone who can make new allies at this point. We'll have to wait and see for that. So Rishon says, bye everyone. Raymond Hall, the good game. Bruce Wayne, I'm Batman. Oh, and he has to save Gotham. So go do that. I, David Sharp. Everyone have a good rest of the weekend, which is pretty much how we will end this. So guys, thanks to every one of you who came to play with us. Thanks to every one of you who came to chat with us. And thanks to every one of you who are watching. So next week, we will play, next Wednesday, we will play Arena PVP, and we will play at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think 5 p.m. will become our de facto time. I understand that in some cases it might be too early, in some cases it might be too late, but I guess it gets a bit confusing for people if we have different times every day. And also, either way, we are going to miss out on some people. So let's try to be more consistent, I guess. And from now on, we will play at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the next Arena PvP will be on Wednesday. And on Friday, at Live at 5, we will play some Tier 5 raids. Again, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So guys, have a good rest of the weekend. Thank you for being here. You guys are awesome. Bye-bye, guys.